In this video, I'm going to be walking you through how to use the Cricut Foil Transfer Tool to make some handmade cards. You can make this project with either a Cricut Maker, which is what I'm using today, or a Cricut Explore Air 2. So if you didn't know, the Foil Transfer Tool adds foil accents to your projects. So you can see on this card, I've got a silver foil, and then on this one, I've got a gold. So I'm going to teach you how to make this card. I've got a link to the project in Design Space for you in the description of this video, and everything that I've used for this project is available on our website, and I'll include the links for that below as well. Let's get started in Design Space. Here's what the project looks like in Design Space. I will include a link in the description box below, and if you click on it, it'll take you to this project, and it's just ready to make for you. But I did want to let you know, I did not design this. I actually found this project in the Community tab here in Design Space, and I just modified it a little bit because when I saw it, I was like, oh, that is so beautiful. I want to make something really, really similar. So let me just show you where I found that so I can give credit where it's due. I actually was just here on the home page, and I was just scrolling through, and it's actually right here, floral card. So you could search for that, and this will pop up. So that's what her card looks like. And she says this card layers 2 pens of different widths and colors on top of each other. Put the thinner pen in first. And I think that is so pretty how it looks as is. But what I wanted to do was create this same exact look, but instead of using the pens, I'm going to use the Foil Transfer Tool, which I think will create a really pretty, shimmery, beautiful look. So this is where I got it. I just wanted to point that out. And the only thing I'm doing differently is not using the pens around the design, but instead using the Foil Transfer Tool. So if you want to make it with pens, here you go. It's all ready for you. Otherwise, the only thing that I did differently over here in the layers panel was I deleted, she had 2 layers for the drawing. I deleted one of those, and then I just changed it to be the foil. And you can come up to operation and you can change that here, and then I just changed it to gold. So I'm going to be using the bold tip in gold. And I hope that wasn't too confusing. I just wanted to show you where I got this from and how I changed it up a little bit. So anyway, then from here, make sure you have your correct machine selected, and then we can click Make It. So we're here on the map preview screen, and I'm just going to click on my card and bump it down a little bit. We are just going to be applying tape, and so I'm just going to give it a little extra room. I'm actually going to shift it over a little to the right too. So then we'll apply tape on all 4 sides. I just did this, like I said, just to give it more room to apply the tape. And then from here we can click Continue, and we will connect to our maker. And then I'm using deluxe paper for my cutting setting. Alright, so then from here it's going to tell us to load our tools and materials. So the first thing it's telling us to do is load the scoring wheel in clamp B, but we are using the scoring stylus, which is going to go in clamp A. And so to change this, you'll need to click Edit Tools, and then click on Scoring Stylus. So then the Cricut knows it'll use the Scoring Stylus in clamp A, and then it's saying you can load the Foil Transfer Tool in clamp B. So it's really nice we can use the 2 tools at once. So it'll score first, and then we'll apply our foil, and then we'll do the transfer tool after that. And then, as you can see, it says coming up, we'll do the foil and then the fine point blade. So that's all there is to do here. Just make sure that you're following Design Space really closely. You can also see up here in the top left, it's telling us the order that it's going to do things. Score, foil, cut. So just keep an eye on that. The first thing that we're going to do is get the tools inserted in. So for the scoring, I'm using a scoring stylus. This works for both the Explore Air 2 and the Cricut Maker. So you'll go ahead and open that A clamp, and you can place it in and then push down and listen for a click, and then close it. And then this is the Foil Transfer Tool. I am using the bold tip today, so if you want to remove the tip, you just push down on the plunger. And here is what the bold one looks like. It has 3 lines. So that's how you can tell if this is the bold. The fine has 1 line, the medium has 2, and the bold has 3. And then to put it back in, you'll just push that plunger again, slide it in, and release. Super simple. So we're going to put that into the B clamp. It's super important to just follow the screen in Design Space and follow the steps. So in our case, we are going to be scoring first, then using the Foil Transfer Tool, and then cutting last. Now we're going to get our material applied onto our cutting mat. I am using a light grip mat today with this deluxe paper. So we'll go ahead and get this applied onto the mat. And then I'm going to use a scraper tool to really help push down. I found that with the foil transfer tool, it's going to do a lot of dragging over our material, so you really want this to be pushed down well. So that should be good. Then the last thing to do before we insert this in is to move these wheels over to the side. So since my design is going to be using the foil over here on the right, I'm going to move the wheels to the left. The reason that we do this is because they could wreck the foil as they roll over it, so it's just better to have them off to the side. So now I'll get this inserted in, and like I said, it's going to start by scoring our card, and it's just one simple line right down the middle, so it shouldn't take too long. Okay, so it just finished, and you see how it like mostly unloaded our mat, but it's still stuck in the Cricut? This is perfect. Don't touch it from here, leave it alone. We want it to still be underneath this roller bar, so don't unload it any further and don't click the C, because what we're gonna do next is add our foil on. I'm just gonna push down one more time just to be extra safe. So now we'll grab our foil. And this is the pack that I'm using today. So these are the 12 by 12 sheets. We do have them available on our website if you want to purchase some. You'll just need to make sure that your foil is large enough to cover your design. So just make sure the sizing is correct. I like having the 12 by 12 on hand because you can just cut down to whatever size you need, which is super nice. Otherwise, we do have smaller ones like these guys available on our website too. So whatever you need for your project, but for this, we'll definitely need a larger sheet. So this comes with the foil, and then also comes with the tape, which we'll get to in a second, but I'm gonna go ahead and remove one of these gold sheets, cut it down to size. So here's our gold foil, and as you can see, we've got a gold side, it's super shiny, and then we have this silver, more of like a matte or like a dull finish. We're gonna be placing it face up. And so you'll just lay it on top of your paper wherever your design is, and so ours is off to the right here. The next thing that we're going to do is to apply tape. So inside that pack, like I mentioned, you're going to be getting a sheet or two, I think actually come in that one, of perforated tape, which just means they're already cut into strips for you. So we'll just get one removed, and then we're going to place it on all four sides of our design. I like to cut mine down to size, and yeah, we're just going to tape it on to the entire design. It's super important here that you get your tape applied on well, because we really need it to be in place so that it doesn't move when we're using the foil transfer tool. The other thing to kind of keep in mind is, as much as you can, keep this nice and taut. So as I'm holding here, I'm actually just kind of like pulling down because I'm trying my best to not get wrinkles or kinks. And it's going to be, I think, just like impossible by its nature. As you can see, I already have some up here, but we're just going to do the best that we can. It's just important that it's applied on really tight. So I'm going to add some more tape. Alright, so I've got my tape applied on, and I'm just going to do one last push here. Like I said, it's so important that you have it taped down well. I've had many projects fail simply because I didn't use enough tape. And then it started moving while it was doing the transfer. So I added some extra tape up top just because I feel like that is what goes underneath the roller the most versus this bottom. So definitely tape it up well. And as you go, I can already actually see that this is starting to come up, so I'm gonna apply a little bit more tape. I like to keep my eye on this at all times, because if you see some of your tape start to come up, I just push it back down if I can. So just be super careful and use that tape. All right, here we go. All right, so it just finished. So from here we can remove our tape and we can remove the foil as well. One quick thing here too, you'll see that some of my tape is on top of the paper. When that happens, I like to go nice and slow over it because sometimes I'm just scared it might like rip into it. So I know it's probably hard to see now. I can't unload it quite yet because we're going to cut next, but I'm super excited with how it turned out. So from here we can go ahead and insert that fine point blade. and hit the C, and then now it's going to cut our card for us. That's all finished. We will get this removed from our cutting mat. To do that, I'm going to flip the mat over, and then I'm going to hold my card straight while I bend the mat back. This will keep my card nice and flat, and the mat is what is doing the bending. And then I'm going to go ahead and just clean off my mat right away. Alright, so the last thing to do is to cut the square that's going to go on the inside of the card. We'll tuck it into the corners. So we'll just get that cut. And then while that's cutting, I'm going to fold the card along the score line. And then I actually like to use like a pen, or I'm using the scoring stylus here and just going along that score line just to help crease it down. And then you can kind of see here, so there's our gold. Alright, so we'll get this unloaded. And then same thing, I'm just going to remove it from the mat. And then the last thing to do is to tuck our square inside of these 4 corners. So if you've made a card with a Cricut Joy before, it's just the same thing. You'll just tuck it inside. And then I just like to push down, kind of smooth it out. And then that's it. So let's check this out. So there is our card. You can see the gold foil on there. I think it turned out super cute. I'm super excited about it. I'm going to be using these cards for Mother's Day, so I actually went ahead and made a few, and I just wanted to show them all to you. So here's another one that I made using the gold foil. And then I made 2 using the silver foil. See if you catch my mistakes that I made on a few of these, but overall I think they turned out really well, and I am obsessed with the foil transfer tool. I think it just adds the perfect amount to a project. I just love how when you like bend it, it just glimmers. So anyway, there you go. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comments below, and we'd be happy to help you out. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching our video. Make sure to hit subscribe for more Cricut tutorials, and make sure you head to our website. The links for everything is below, but it's www.craft-e-corner.com. We're a family-owned online craft store and Cricut retailer, so you can pick up all your Cricut stuff at great, everyday, low prices. Thanks for watching.